Good afternoon, everyone. It's Friday, the 12th, May 12th, 2017. It's been a busy day today. Well, in fact, it's been a busy week all week. They implemented a new system, and that gave us a challenge. We were more organized, we were more productive. My boss was pushing me in my ass today, but he figured out after a while that doing the wiring is not as easy as it seems. Especially when you have low-end tools. Each time I'm making a cut inside the wires, I'm cutting the inside wires as well. So I have to throw in the garbage this piece of wire and do another one, cut it off, it works, do another one, and so on and so on. And 1 out of 3 I was cutting out the wire inside because the tools are cheap. So it was quite a challenge. I'm used to have high-end tools in my toolbox. In my personal toolbox, I only have like the top of the top. Because when I'm working on customer car, things need to be precise. I'm paid handsomely per hours, and they don't want me to take more hours than necessary when I expect to do a job at this certain times. So it's been a good week. I'm running out of things to talk about time travel. Like finding a topic about something I didn't speak about yet. Well, one thing I could talk about is my time with Stephen Gibbs. When I talked with him a long time ago, when I was freshly married. I think when I started time travel was 2000. What was it? When I first started thinking about time travel is when my uncle passed away back in 2000 and I say 2001, yeah, 2001. Yeah, that was the year when my uncle passed away, and this is when I seriously started thinking about this. With the level of skill I had back then, I felt confident that I could do something. And then, not so long after, 2002, after digging the internet for everything they had related to time travel back in the days, I probably visited 3,000 sites talking about time travel, which a good 65% of them was just about physics and the possibility of it, but they didn't talk about anything that's not mainstream. And they didn't talk about anything underground except landing on a few first websites about the Philadelphia experiment and the Montauk project. I landed on a few of these. So I was researching time travel way before my old friend from the army sponsored me. And back in 2002, an old acquaintance of mine in the army wanted to climb the rank, and he got a glimpse of the U-2 bomber and the spy plane, and he told me that the American Air Force had technology derived from the Philadelphia experiment to actually make the plane invisible, like literally invisible. And they had a duct system for their jet propulsion that was using pulse drive. So when the plane was in literal stealth mode, it would be invisible, and the only time you would see it is when it go into the cloud, and then you could see like little puff in the back of the pulse drive. So that's how it was working. And he say like, could you make me something that could make a tank invisible or a car invisible? and then I could present this and get a promotion. So I start working on the project, and along the way I end up researching the HDR, which was the closest thing. And after finding out about Stephen Gibbs and these crazy plans, his plan didn't make any sense. Like, it didn't make any electrical sense. There was no measurement, no size, no dimension. They were basically hand-drawn design like I do. I'm just getting the hang of it now, making like very good technical design, because I'm not somebody that can draw under any form, and I'm just starting to get the hang of that. So I landed on this Philadelphia experiment project, and then later on I discovered that John Hutchison, a Canadian, was making weird experiment, and at the time that I met him, he was about to do the same thing, recreate the Philadelphia experiment. But what he didn't know at the time is exactly how it was made. He didn't know there was a Tesla coil inside, and the only thing he knew was that the hole had a degausseur effect and high voltage and little other things. Einstein unified field theory, but he didn't know that there was a Tesla coil inside to generate a huge amount of power. So he never reached the point that, or the scale model that he made would actually work doing that. So after studying all these things, I had a subvention of about $25,000 and $12,000 and a salary, which was very mediocre back in the days. It was the equivalent of working at minimum wages. But I did use both of the money to my project. So I asked a friend of mine, an old friend of mine who was an electrical engineer, to build me parts of the project as I knew it. And when I traveled down the state to meet Al Bielek, we talked about the project, and he talked to me more about himself than the actual ship. And I say, like, no, I need technical detail about the ship. You're supposed to have been there. You're supposed to know. And he gave me explanation of what was inside exactly. And he explained to me that on the destroyer there was a fake chimney that the Tesla coil was hidden inside, and it was a huge ass Tesla coil. It was half the height of the ship, so that's why it was hidden inside a chimney. And so that's something that I did use as well on my experiment. I use a high power television transformator that was taking the 12 volt AC. It was stepping up in 120 volt AC, and then driving the transformators, and that was going to generate the current, the pulse current for the magnets around the car. And we had like a bypass system to do the pulsation effect, the pulse. And I don't know what part that he made, how that part was made. I never saw. So, well, I never saw the design or how it was made. It was something of his own creation. I know on my end, the pulsation device I was using was just a car flasher, a relay flasher. It was the 2-pole relay flasher. Current going on one side, current coming out of the other side. It's pulsating. That's what I needed to do, and I put a POTS meter, potentiometer, to drive it up and down. So on my side was very basic, and on the other side was very technical. And that's how I achieved my experiment. So, damn, I'm already far. All right, I'm gonna cut that short. I'll talk to this about later on, probably this weekend. So have a good day, everyone. I'll catch you all later.